Welcome everybody to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here and I am talking to you about the new 2021 iPad Pros, both the 11-inch model and the 12.9-inch model. And you may be wondering, what are the differences between these two tablets and which one should you pick up? Well, in this video, I'm going to try to help you answer just that. Now, there is really only two differences between these two tablets that you should care about. The first, of course, is the size. You're going from an 11-inch to a 12.9-inch display, and there's a definite size difference between them as well as a weight difference. Apple really prioritizes portability on the 11-inch model. So it's a great iPad. It does everything the larger one does in a more portable package. So if you're looking for something that has the most travel ability, the lightest weight between the two, the 11-inch is where you want to end up. Conversely, the 12.9-inch is best for those who want to get stuff done. And I don't mean you can't get things done on the 11-inch. The 12.9-inch always shines because of the larger screen. You can have more going at the same time. You can have split screen apps as well as slide over and a picture-in-picture going all at the same time. It's a lot more stuff on your screen at once while not being too cramped. This is almost the size of a standard laptop 13-inch screen. So you really can get more done. You can see more at the same time on the 12.9-inch model. But it isn't nearly as portable. This is what I rock daily, and it definitely adds up weight. I have adjusted to it and I am fine with it, but I know my wife, she sticks with the 11-inch and something like this is far too big for her to be toting around. So size alone is a big consideration, and I know people may be on the fence about it. I can't really describe it all that much. It's something you have to kind of try and experience for yourself, but bigger screen does have more on it at once if you do multitask. Pay attention there, but if you're really focusing on portability, there's no feature differences. This still has Thunderbolt, it still has the same iPad OS, the same cameras, everything is pretty much the same on this model. So the second difference, the second thing to talk about that differentiates these two, other than the size and the weight, but hold on to your Jamocha shake, my fine friends. If you are setting up shop with a brand new iPad Pro, or whether you have an existing one lying around, chances are you probably need some sort of case or protection to go along with. And there's a lot of different options out there. No joke, there are a ton. But for this video, I want to thank our sponsor, ESR. ESR is some of the first cases for the new iPad Pros, and of course, they have a whole lineup for the existing iPad Pros, and really iPhone or iPads in general. They probably have a case for them. I'm not going to walk you through your entire lineup, but there are a bunch of really cool options. I love this one here. It's basically just a magnetic skin. So there's a magnetic flap here that is perfect for your Apple Pencil. Put it in, close it, it holds it nice and secure so it doesn't bump off in my bag. And the whole thing can be rolled up down the back, use that display this way, or when you're done or you don't need it, you can just pull your whole iPad off and go about your merry way. So I love the versatility between a stand and just like a magnetic cover to put it on and off for my iPad. That is one of my favorites, but there are so many more. We've got this guy, which is a clear but flexible one, so it protects the back, and of course, Apple Pencil bumper here on the side. I've lost the Apple Pencil, it is gone. Here, so it can pop into the side and still be held in place while it is in the cover. I love that because I'm always knocking my Apple Pencil off when it's in my bag. This handsome forest green color, again, turns into fully around back, but it provides more coverage around the top and the bottom, as well as Apple Pencil holder built in there. So it's similar to one I like, which is all magnetic. This one has a little bit more protection built into it. We've got this one, which I think is a faux leather, but very similar, but just more of a kind of an upscale option. Smoky black back, more protection, magnetic flap to hold the Apple Pencil in place, and probably the fanciest of them all, this guy here. It is very super nice. There's a slot in the back where you can slide your Apple Pencil, great, but this kickstand pops open. Kickstand, and it goes around back, and there are all these different angles that you can prop up your iPad Pro. So if you want to go all the way back and use it more as an easel, you can do that. It's so nice. It feels sturdy. They feel like premium cases. That's such a great vibe for me. And go up more, put it with a mouse and a keyboard. You got yourself a whole workstation here. So if you were looking at all for a case for your iPad Pro, your other iPads, check out ESR. I've got links for them down below in the description. And let me know on Twitter what you think of these cases. Anyway, let's get back to comparing that 12.9-inch and 11-inch iPad Pro. So Apple has graced the 12.9-inch model with a liquid Retina XDR display. So where does all of that come into play here? Well, the liquid part of Apple's nomenclature is those rounded corners. That's what makes it a liquid Retina XDR display. So rounded corners, both of them have a liquid Retina display. Retina, of course, is the pixel density, the fact that when you're holding it at normal distance, you cannot discern the pixels themselves, thereby making it Retina quality, because your Retina cannot tell the pixels apart when you're holding it at a normal distance. So both of these qualify as Retina displays. And then finally, that XDR. This does not have the liquid Retina XDR display, and the 12.9-inch does. XDR is basically beyond an HDR display, a high dynamic range display. So what that looks like in terms of specs, this iPad has a general brightness of about 600 nits, whereas the new iPad Pro is brighter, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and its average brightness is 1,000 nits. So if you are in the sunlight, you're going to notice a difference. This is going to be more readable than this one because it can get 400 nits brighter. On top of that, because of the micro LED technology in there, this also, or mini LED technology, micro LED technology, this also has a maximum or a peak brightness of 1,600 nits. That is crazy, and that is when playing back HDR content. So this, when you're playing back HDR content, it does not get as bright on the bright parts of images, whether it's sky, an explosion, neon, whatever is very bright in the image that you're looking at, whether it's photos or video, it's going to look better on the 12.9-inch model because it gets brighter on those peak times. So that peak brightness when watching HDR content is going to excel over here. And finally, it has a 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio. So your lights to your darks, there's a big difference. It's a much higher contrast between the lights and the darks in the images. This display over here is not bad. Many people may not even be able to tell the difference, but in bright situations and while watching HDR content, you likely will notice a difference with the liquid Retina display, liquid Retina XDR display of the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. If you do not care about HDR content and that slightly better display, then you can still safely go for the 11-inch and get the exact same tablet experience. Again, features, performance, everything else is the same across the board. You're just looking at size, weight, and now the display on the new 12.9-inch model. Again, personally, I love HDR content. I love watching movies on my iPad. I watch a lot of them, and I do video editing and photography, so I want that best display possible, which is why I go with the 12.9-inch, especially this year. Before I just liked it because it was larger. Now I like it because it actually does have a better display. It would have increased the thickness and a little more weight, which is why Apple did not put it in the 11-inch model. So prioritizing portability, whereas prioritizing, I don't want to say performance because it's not faster, but just I guess display performance, like just the best of the best in that 12.9-inch model. So what do you guys think? Which one are you leaning toward? Are you going to be swayed toward the 12.9-inch model this year, or are you sticking with the 11-inch model? I very much want to know what my audience thinks, the 11 or the 12.9-inch. Let me know over on Twitter at Andrew_OSU, and stay tuned to Apple Insider. We've got a whole lot more iPad Pro content coming down the line.